But as I said, I'm hyped for housing. I wanna play some World of Warcraft housing for sure. I wanna do housing. Those housing must be so cool. I saw like the trailer for WoW housing, and it looks really cozy. Maybe I can show it to you as well. Dalaran Gaming, yeah, Dalaran Gaming. He was talking so quickly, but there's some really nice footage in that video. I just watched that video. I don't know while it was muted or something.
Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and Blizzard recently dropped us a massive new preview for one of the most anticipated features that the WoW community has been craving for a very long time. Player housing. By giving us a bit of a preview regarding the environments from the neighborhoods, as well as the detailed info as to how they all function and how they're trying to make it a proper social system for players to return to, as well as showcasing some of the different examples of what a house may look like.
Look at all those tiny things here. Look at all those tiny little things. Like, I don't know, those herbs and whatnot. I actually thought that they would have issues with not having enough, I don't know, inventory, not enough stuff for us, because you can't just, you know, put housing into a game and have enough, I don't know, things to put into houses. But then I remembered, of course they have a lot of things for housing. That game is a whopping 20 years old. And all those NPCs were living somewhere too, right? They have beds, they have all sorts of little things to put somewhere. I actually just thought, oh no, like how is Blizzard gonna do this? Like, they will have to make so many assets. And I realized, actually, there already are numerous of assets. Hello, Unicorn. Welcome in. Hi. Oh, I would love to have a pancake right now. Or a nice strawberry cream crepe. That would be yummy. Hi, welcome in. Compared to Final Fantasy, this looks so much better. I wouldn't say better. I like the housing in Final Fantasy 2, and Final Fantasy has like more of the polished look, in my opinion. Everything is like a little more HD. The graphics are more HD, you know, and everything is cleaner. While WoW is more cozy. Like, you know, as you can see, we will watch some more of the video. Everything looks cozier, and in Final Fantasy, it's hard to actually make a cozy home because everything looks, I don't know, a little more modern or straightforward. Hard to explain. No, really, Scarlet? Oh, I'm so jealous. I'd love to have one too. Please give me also pancake. I wish I do some pancakes again. I haven't had one in months, years maybe.
In a variety of different.
Oh yeah, and apparently there are like way more ways you can put all those things somewhere in WoW. You can even tilt it. I saw a video where you know, they showcased how you can tilt, you know, all the items too. In WoW, not in WoW, in Final Fantasy, it's so hard. You have to plug everything everywhere. You have to use glitches in order to get your stuff where you want it to be. And they didn't really change anything about it yet either. Can someone give this girl a pancake? No. It would be a dream. Oh, it would be such a dream. And a glass of milk. Whenever I eat pancakes, I love drinking like a cold glass of milk with it. And this is how I grew up. This is what, you know, my mom would always give me like a glass of milk. So yeah, a glass of milk and pancakes. Nothing's better than that combo.
Layouts or
By the way, chat, do you see this fork and the cheese? This is so cute. Okay, let's continue.
Themed, as well as Alliance themed, showing off a bunch of different customizations and decorations that are all thematic towards different factions or even some of the smaller sub-factions.
Let me make this a little smaller. It's nice.
Actions of the world of Azeroth, as well as the creativity the players can actually go into when it comes to really fashioning out their home. And there's so much.
And this is also something that looked really nice. So apparently you can. I don't know, is this actually gonna be housing? Is that just random houses? I mean, since houses already look like that in WoW, I think that must be possible, right? Like NPC homes. But like, this is an actual loft. This is something you don't have in Final Fantasy. In Final Fantasy, all homes have like that same layout. You know, there are small houses, medium-sized houses, and big houses. They all have the same layout, and you can't really change too much about it. If you could like simply put a loft somewhere like this, that would be insane. That would be a dream. Okay, have fun, Scarlet. See you around. The bald guy with the where the fruit bowls. What do you mean by that? Cousin's saying the glitches I have to do to put things where I want to in a house. It's horrible. I don't even want to touch anything anymore in my house because I know I will have to redo everything.
More information for us to go over, and apparently even more content and updates are going to be coming out regarding the housing, like a massive roadmap featuring and going over all of the different features that are expected to be added in
As
the
I said,
future.
like everything in WoW is like way more cozy. It's like super cozy.
Everything we learned so far regarding
Not that modern,
house.
but who knows? Maybe they're gonna add like some modern items too, for people that want to have like more modern like.
Preview. As always, if you guys want to see more regular updates for future content, either War Within or potentially at midnight, or if you want to see more updates regarding the player housing, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So look at the preview. They actually have like a ton of different customizations by the looks
Where are the modern clothes?
bunch of different decorations that you can add to your house.
On the other hand, it's a fantasy game. I don't always need modern clothes in fantasy games. It depends. If you can't, I don't know, find a good solution to it,
I don't think I actually
so that it doesn't stick out too much as like a sore thump or something.
What the neighborhoods will look like, or
So
some of the interior
fancy
design,
world.
how much customization you would have. But
So there's like some, how should I say? There's like some alien stuff in WoW too. So technically, you could put in some more modern stuff.
it looks like Blizzard is really blowing past a lot of players' expectations with this, and it's actually getting a lot of people excited about this housing feature to begin with. Now, they did talk about a number of things as part of this preview, throughout interviews, throughout other videos, but I kind of want to compile some of those things
Why
together.
does that dude make everything seem so cozy?
But also talk a little bit about
Why does he make everything
really
seem so cozy?
Is the fact that the tools will be using
Where did he get that footage from?
It's actually brand new tech, much more sophisticated than what devs normally have to deal with when it comes to decorating interiors, which may actually mean that this tool might even be used to influence future environments as we head into Midnight or the Last Titan as part of the next few expansions of the World Soul Saga. And
what is IGN, by the
have
way?
even more implementations in terms of like making new environments, like brand new arenas.
Dad, you see that arrow on top? I love it. It looks so goblin-like. I'm digging it totally. But there is one thing that is still missing. It's photo mode. It's a proper photo mode, picture mode. So you can actually move your camera around like this in game and take some nice pictures. Like in Final Fantasy, where you can take, where you can freeze your character in a certain pose. And then you can take pictures of you and, I don't know, your group. IGN, the company. Oh, wasn't that like a newspaper thingy? Yeah? There you company. They're known for making everything look cinematic when normally it isn't for players. Oh, really? Ah, okay. Look, I haven't read a lot of their, I don't know, reviews, newspaper article thingies. I should maybe though, because that looks nice. I like that they put in that extra effort to make it look cinematic then. Yeah, I won't trust them then. I won't trust them, okay?
Instance, which maybe could mean that we might be able to get even more content, like more arena maps, potentially at some point in the future. there's going to be a bunch of different items with different themes from
There
Zandalari,
you
the
go,
Vampire, the Dwarven, the
yeah.
Troll, Orc, etc. And all of them are extremely customizable, allowing players to really fit them anywhere inside of a home. Like if you want to create
Autobot is there
arches
for a
or
reason.
shelves or tables, you'll have to move objects in a number of different positions in order to create that type of a feel yourself. And apparently there's going to be a bunch of tools to let players really customize it, especially when it comes to the environments, because even the homes themselves are designed to give players room to be creative, to customize it as much as you want to.
So do you actually think we're gonna get like big houses?
You'll actually see a little bit of like jank in the footage. Like you'll see some objects clipping in each other, and they don't quite look perfect. Like somebody created that item specifically to be a shelf.
I think it's more likely that houses are gonna be a little smaller, no? Like those 1 or 2 room houses. I'm unsure though. Automat is doing their job. Automat is just filtering out some bad words. Sometimes they are overdoing it, but all in all, I'm so glad I have Automat. The cobwebs come pre-installed. Imagine actually, you get like your first home. Imagine you can choose like from different house shapes or sizes. I don't know if it's just everyone is gonna have like their own home or if you have to buy it for gold. And then when you move in, everything is like filled with cobwebs. They'll probably add expansion theme style homes with time. That would be so cool! Like Chinese Pandaria stuff, etc. At least I expect that. Housing is the future where money is to gain. Yes! They can make a lot of money with that. And please, 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 I beg you, let it be a different system than in Final Fantasy. I have to admit, I probably will never buy items for housing in Final Fantasy because it's so easy to lose your home. No, it's probably not gonna be like those garnisons. I think they know that people, they're upset by them. So I'm pretty sure they will make it different. Or do you think that it's gonna be like its own instance and you have to invite friends over to it? Personally, I wouldn't really enjoy that too. What I would like the most would be something like in Final Fantasy, I guess. Like, having plots of lands and having neighbors and stuff like that. On the other hand, that would also mean that, I don't know, there would be empty plots of land in between everywhere, you know what? But I think it would be cool to be able to just walk through random neighborhoods and, I don't know, walk into someone else's home if they don't, I don't know, close their doors. I wonder how I will handle the neighborhoods if that's guild specific. Oh, that would be interesting too. Like having your own neighborhood with your guild. Oh, that would be interesting. I wouldn't think that it's bad if they would also make housing like a guild thing. Like that every guild has like their own neighborhood. And within that neighborhood, like, I don't know, people can build their homes. Though that wouldn't really make too much sense, but it would be kind of cute. It would be kind of cute.
Shelf to then put their books or other decorative items on it. And the whole point is to give players a ton of different control in order to really create the environments that they're looking for.
I just hope that you can't lose your homes. Please don't make it like in Final Fantasy where you have to log in once a month and enter your house just so you don't lose it. Please, please. But probably they're gonna do it because they know this is cash grab, because they know people will have to pay for their subscription and log in every day. Not every day, but once a month at least, and walk into their home just to keep it. Please don't do that, please. Remember, I don't want to have my house next to that other hunter that always takes my gear. Why are you in the guild with some random hunter you hate? Who Ooh, I like to learn Meta Hunter. Sure. I think that's the only reason I still have a sub. Huh? Oh, what was the only reason you still have a sub? You mean, Final Fantasy sub? Because of your home? Oh, I think that's only your problem. My stream should be fine on my side. Mm-hmm. We're in the Latino 200 something. What is 25 HC? Mm. Wondering much about guilds and everything. And your fellow raiders, it's part of the experience. Oh my. Raids. Okay. Look, I've never done raids in WoW. Also in Final Fantasy, I'm not really a big fan of them. It's like nice because you get a lot of good loot, but it's not too much fun. I like those smaller groups more. Good on my side. Hmm? What do you mean by that area? Oh, wait. Well, I guess it will be instanced and you can invite friends. I've seen this tiny chamber video here a minute ago. Where will they place it? Maybe north of Stormwind? There is an empty zone that is not used. They could instance the town, like in Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, I would like that to be a thing. Like in Final Fantasy XIV, where you have like some neighborhoods. Personally, I think it would be so sad if it would just be, you know, your house. You would have to specifically invite your friends to your house. And it's just an instance for your house. No neighborhood, no nothing, just your house. So I really hope they will have some instant neighborhoods, like in Final Fantasy. But more! So that people don't have to fight over land plots. Please! It says you're offline, you can't go online. Or maybe you have to restart your, I don't know, your app in case you're on mobile. Or refresh with a file. You need to update browser? Yeah, maybe use another browser. Can't believe I paid money to marry someone in Final Fantasy XIV just for them to quit playing the next day. No, really, Unicorn? Wait, didn't you know them though? On the other hand, didn't you like do it for the mount? Didn't you do it for the mount? Anyways, about browsers. Twitch other websites often don't really like Firefox because it's not based on Chromium, aka Google stuff. So they try to kind of like make it hard for Firefox users to live peacefully without having, I don't know, without having all the downsides of Google Chrome. But yeah, I don't know. Google Chrome should usually work best. What? Game Hub? But you buy games to play? Streams? What? Wait, how are you watching my stream, Chrysanthemum? Wait, hold on. You aren't watching my stream through Twitch? I'm using browser add-on that makes problems. Yeah, that can be the case too sometimes. Anyways, my stream should be fine. I'll have like a constant 8,000 kilobytes per second. No zero tripped frames. Yeah, it should be good.
In order to use these items in multiple different ways. So players will get the choice of either starting with a building that's completely empty, but if you're someone who's not great...
So I'm asking about Steam. I assume stream. Oh, it's Steam! I read stream too. I mean, I can open up my Steam. Doop-a-doop. Oh, my Steam is fine. Oh, my Steam is completely fine. Steam is completely fine.
like getting a home.
Me too. So I read stream instead of Steam. Like who's randomly coming into chat asking about Steam? like not in a bad way. I just read stream because context. Everyone chat failed, including the streamer. Yeah, I mean Steam stream. There's only one letter different. There's only one different letter. Reading is hard. Reading is hard. Holy moly. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's maybe start the conversation a little different though. Because the first thing someone expects when coming in and you ask, oh, is your Steam okay? They read stream, because why would you ask about Steam if we're talking about something entirely different? Anyways, now let's continue watching the video.
Started, you'll also be able to start with some pre-built rooms and prefab models of rooms, so that you can at least have some sort of a starting point. Like you get you some of the bare bones basics, and then you can start adding your own little doodads to help decorate the place and make it your.
I hope they will have like custom wallpapers there. I'm not sure if I always would want to have like exactly this type of wall, you know, those stones and there's, you know, those wooden, I don't know what you call those, wooden thingies in between that stabilize the home.
Own. However, if you just want to go with like a really clean slate, apparently the rooms are going to be pretty big, especially if you're going for like a bigger house layout
Wood beams,
for your home. Like instead
like
of
in Final Fantasy, I have to admit, I didn't really like them too much. In this case, it fits the vibe, but sometimes you don't want to have them. So I hope that, you know, the wallpapers and everything are gonna be customizable. That would be nice. Yeah, it's pretty normal WoW style. Yeah.
like a proper library, it just will be a massive room. But a player can then add stairs that go.
Okay, we just heard about it. Okay, it will just be one massive room. Okay. So we have to, I don't know, add like a staircase and, I don't know, walls ourselves.
All the way up, shelves littered around the
Well,
sides.
that also means that everyone has like the same house size. What if I want to have like a really tiny house only? Or like a really big house?
And tomes and magical items and things. You can have tables be populated with a variety of different items that are all personally customizable, and you can basically just like customize every little bit of detail to really add it more depth, to really add it more interesting components within the home. So you can turn a massive tall room that's usually empty into a staircase that leads to a second floor, and decorate the bottom to be full of books, and the top can be maybe some kind of laboratory of sorts. And I think that kind of customization players did not expect really, but being able to see it out for ourselves, a short little preview of how it may look like, it's actually kind of a
I like a second floor over a basement. Like a small Final Fantasy. Yeah, I don't know why they turned it into a basement. Like, why do you have a basement in Final Fantasy, not a second floor? Yeah, I like that too, especially because you have windows. Windows are great, not gonna lie. Hey, why not bars? Why not bars? I can finally get my Steam powered Kaya-Cola bubble whirlpool for my house. Sponsored by Gallymix. Yeah, I want some Kaya-Cola stuff too. Oh, hell yeah. That stuff is buzzing.
amazing. Another note that I want to talk about is making sure that veteran players are very rewarded with this housing system. Veteran players and players who've been playing the game for a while and have had a variety of different adventures throughout the world, whether it's in dungeons, open world content, achievements, you name it. All of those players will not have to rerun content, like old content. So you will not need to rerun older raids or dungeons to all of a sudden try to go for some of these decorations. That is one of those things that is being adjusted based on community's feedback. Imagine like if let's say you ran ICC and you've gotten every single Mog and Invincible and everything available, and now you're going to run it yet again for hundreds more pulls, hundreds more runs, just so you can get additional decorations from that instance. Instead, they're thinking of adding maybe some sort of like a vendor outside of, let's say, a dungeon. And if you completed the dungeon in the past, you can now just go directly to the vendor and purchase the items or
Ooh.
decorations you can get from that instance instead of having to run it all over again. So they're still shopping the idea of how they're going to go about it, but at least they're taking a step forward in addressing some of the community feedback of feeling like, am I gonna have to grind old raids and old content all over again, even though you finished the old grind?
Yeah, that is especially nice. Like, in case you want some items several times. Like, imagine, I don't know, there's like a special type of chair you really want. You get that from that one dungeon or raid. You don't need that chair only once. No, you need it like 8 times for like the whole freaking table. That means you would have to go in there endless amount of times. You would have to hope that it will drop and that other players don't take it before you can. So I think it's actually a cool idea to add something like a vendor so you can go there and buy like every product you've already received once. I think that is like really cool. Yeah.
This is partially why they're tying some of the decoration rewards to achievements, because those are the things that are account-wide. For defeating certain bosses, there's usually some sort of a achievement to mark the occasion, and that'll be the easiest way for them to integrate some of those specific rewards to make sure that players that have been playing the game for a while can have a rewarding feeling immediately as soon as the housing system gets enabled.
Usually stuff like that in game is personal loot, not group loot, thankfully. Yippee! Okay, that's cool, that's cool. Did they change that? Or is it like... Or does it depend, like, on the dungeon? Ohayo, makaroni! Oi! Ai! Welcome in! Okaeri!
Another thing they really wanted to hit upon is neighborhoods, which is a very unique feature. Not only are you just going to be able to own a home, but you'll own a home in a neighborhood, which is meant to be the social hub. Neighborhoods apparently are going to be full-size zones where your house will be. So it won't be a zones with quests or rares to slay or places to explore. It won't be leveling content like most zones usually tend to become and be defaulted to. But they want it to be a space that players are encouraged and have more than one reason to go back to over and over again. Outside of this,
he already has shown this before, but this house looks so cute. I wonder where it is. So do you think this is like actual, like, a potential home that they're showcasing for housing? Or is it like just a random home somewhere? Do some of you like recognize this home and where it is from? Replay Bachelor and Wrath of the Lich King. Oh, is that like some type of add-on?
Each
Stormwind. This is randomly in Stormwind?
Or private.
Yeah.
And there's actually a couple of different variations of neighborhoods
for
also
sure.
using some new tech that allows one neighborhood, like yours for example, to look one way, but your friends' neighborhoods can either be, and each neighborhood is over and over. A space that players are encouraged and have more than one reason to go back to over and over again. Outside of this, though, they did give us more information regarding neighborhoods, and each neighborhood is going to place 50 houses each. Neighborhoods can either...
Each neighborhood has 50 houses each! Ah!
be public or private, and there's...
Oh, they're either public or private neighborhoods. So you can have like your own neighborhood with like your guild, yeah. Or like you can just join a public one.
50 houses each. Neighborhoods can either be public or private, and there's actually a couple of different variations of neighborhoods also using some new tech that allows one neighborhood, like yours for example, to look one way, but your friends will look slightly different. Apparently using some new tech that allows them to look familiar, but also at the same time quite different. Maybe in the layout, maybe where the houses were, or maybe like in some of the like trees or placements of decorations, or
that would be cool. That would be cool, like being able to, you know what would be cool too? I don't know if they include that, but being able to place your home freely on your plot of land. One issue in Final Fantasy is that the house is always on the same spot, right? But since WoW is like rather wonky, right? Everything looks, I don't know, handmade and wonky. Wouldn't it be cool if I could just place my house wherever I want as well, like on my plot of land? So I can kind of like, I don't know, put it there like, facing like another direction if I wanted to, you know, stuff like that. Then I can have like a nice front yard or backyard, depending on, you know, how I feel. I do like my house doors in WoW because I wouldn't find random people like ERPing in the house. What? Not in WoW. You mean in Final Fantasy, right? What? You went like into your own home and you found people ERPing in your own bed? What? No way! That sounds crazy. I mean, my doors are currently just locked because my house is just so ugly. I have no clue how to decorate it at the moment, and I just put like all the stuff I can find inside. And I will still have to think of something. But holy... Imagine you just randomly enter your own home in the video game and you find people ERPing and sexting on your bed in your own virtual home. That is actually crazy. That is crazy. But I guess some people might like it. I have no clue. Marketplace. You can download as a Final Fantasy housing simulator separate from the game. Kinda like The Sims. Oh? Wait, I never heard of that. Wait, you have to go into more detail. Why is it called... Oh, Make Place! Not Marketplace, Make Place. That sounds interesting.
Have a market stall, but another may have like a black placements of decorations, or maybe one neighborhood will have a market stall, but another may have like a blacksmith area instead, just to make sure that each neighborhood is a little bit more distinct from one another. And the one thing they're really worried about
is... This is Hi, Rudy! Oi! Oi, oi! Yeah, we're talking about the new player housing that's probably gonna come out in like less than half a year, less than 6 months. I think it's probably gonna come out in November because that is gonna be right before Christmas. That would make sense. Yeah, I think it's gonna, or maybe even in October, November. I think that's when it's gonna come out. Yeah. Gotta sleep after just ordering some Blu-rays. Have fun, guys. Do about 3 of us. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. Bye bye. I'll take a nap. Sweet dreams. And again, thank you for the big amount of subs yesterday. Thank you. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.
Whole housing system is to make sure that it doesn't become what garrisons were, where technically everybody could be in the same garrison at the same time but never get to see other people. While you can go and visit your friends' garrisons, you're all in the same area but also isolated at the same time. Like literally everybody could be on the same map, hanging out in their own versions of their homes.
I hate that type of isolation. I hate instances like that. I hate being instanced. Or whenever there's like a story element in your instance and you have to do something all alone. Oh, I hate it. Warlords of AFKing and Garnus. Wait, what? Why are there so many? What? Why would they AFK there, though?
Kinda. But at the end of the day, you don't really get to see other people. It is not a social system. And they're really trying to make sure that they don't hit the same issues that they ran in with garrisons. As housing meant to be a social feature specifically, it is meant to give players a reason to go back to this type of unique bit of content. And they're looking to add additional incentives in the future that aren't specifically player power based. But what those incentives are, right now that's a little up in the air. In the future they do want to add a roadmap in order to provide players with some additional improvements, as this is going to be an evergreen feature that will continue to evolve going forward. But maybe it'll be successful, you know, like transmogs.
Garrisons used to make like 500,000 gold an hour before
players going
Blizzard
back to
nerfed it
old
when
content to
Legion
farm
launched.
up all of the pieces to create the mods so they could show them off to other players, or just to have a rockin' mod that they could just take into the next dungeon, or raid, or a PvP environment. And I guess the question
Oh
is,
yeah, by the way,
will housing
heard you the same thing that WoW is gonna ban add-ons. Like, I don't know, add-ons were like a super big thing, like everyone used it. But now they just want to forbid them. I don't know what you think about that. Just had 2 months of our face again. The housing system looks interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna sub again when the housing system comes out. Like, as soon as they're gonna give us a date, I'm gonna sub again.
exactly the same appeal. They're thinking of adding more incentives, possibly anything like, I don't know, maybe some sort of a buff for exploration in the open world. Maybe when you visit your house and you spend like 5 minutes inside decorating, you get an XP buff in order to, or maybe like a rep buff on top of it, right? Like a cozy buff that increases your effectiveness in certain limited open world content.
Whoa.
Maybe like an auction house or other conveniences that could be easily reached just for going to visit your house. They're trying to figure that out, and they're really taking a lot of the player feedback, but maybe the system by itself will stand the test of time. They've added a couple of cool new systems that really got easily accepted by players, from the work order system, which was functionally really good for endgame progression. Although there's an extra functionality, it was easily accepted by a lot of the players. Or skywriting, or early version of dragon writing, immediately loved by the community. It didn't really make endgame content much easier, but making your way throughout the open world became a lot more fun immediately.
I wish they would add housing.
Maybe this feature by itself will be able to stand on its own 2 legs as test of time, but they're really trying to take it seriously to try to
like at least 2 WoW Classic Discovery seasons. I mean, they're putting some new stuff in there anyways. I wouldn't mind some housing in Season of Discovery. I love Classic. I love the looks of Classic. I wouldn't mind housing in Season of Discovery. But I'm so sure it won't come. It won't be a thing. That makes me sad, but it would be so cool. If mobs brought us a telegraph attacks somewhere like Final Fantasy would be fine without add-ons. Yeah, this is what a lot of people say. I heard they want to include that though. This is what I heard.
For the community, a system that they would want to have when it comes to housing in World of Warcraft, trying to make sure they don't stumble on the same issues of garrisons, and really trying to make the content for the players, which is essentially what is the purpose of this thing. It's not made for progression or player power, it's literally created for the community. So I guess the question is, what would you really want to see out of the housing system, and what do you think would make it successful going forward as a feature to make you want to keep coming back to it again and time again? But with that being said, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give it a like. I would very
we
very
actually
much
now learned
appreciate it.
some more about,
future content updates like level 17, or possibly if we get even more updates, we're going to.
Yeah, so it's our video about Dalarang Gaming. As you can see. Yeah, pretty interesting. That was pretty interesting, yeah. Was Moonguard? Wait, what happened? What happened? What? I'm out of the loop. I'm definitely out of the loop. Thank you for watching through that with me. That was quite a pleasant surprise, partially. I see one comment right now in the video. It's new job in WoW for Gold, interior designer. Gosh, I'm gonna be so scared. Everyone's gonna have those beautiful homes in WoW. I'm just gonna be there having my little shack with cobwebs everywhere.